Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for the Avengers, issue 18, 2023. Ooh, nice looking cover there. Hyperion taking center stage, we've got Storm, and we've got guest starring the X-Men in here, which actually does work out that way. Though granted, this kind of really doesn't happen, but it's still a pretty damn good issue. So, let's get into this. Just outside of Pluto's orbit, there's a bullet aimed at the world. It is named Hyperion, and that's a pretty daunting looking one there to showcase him off. The Impossible City, Earth orbit. Here's what we know. We've encountered different versions of Hyperion over the years, so we can't be certain what this one is capable of. But assuming that this one is like the others, he is perfectly capable of assuming a velocity approaching light speed in a vacuum and is nearly indestructible. It's a little over 5 billion kilometers between Pluto and here. With that kind of runway, he's going to arrive with enough kinetic energy to crack the world in half. Vision, how long do we have? And I really love how the paneling's done here, because it just really does an interesting kind of flow with having a different kind of layout. Time. 5 hours, 29 minutes, 57 seconds. Not knowing his exact speed and time of departure, I'd estimate somewhere in the neighborhood of 5.5 hours. The city and I will run projections of his flight path, but it is a daunting task. Even a bullet does not travel in a straight line, and we're looking for a bullet the size of a man in over 5 billion kilometers of space. It is a task to test even a god, or perhaps a goddess. Thor really does a good job of penning how big of a task that is. And then we get a really great shot of Storm. Well met, Thunder God. Hello, my friends. Hello, Avengers. I asked Storm to join us to be a voice for mutants. She didn't get a chance to answer before Hyperion's broadcast went live. I'm at your disposal, Avengers. How can I help? And I just love that. She pops up. There's a problem. How can I help? That's a really good way to get Storm into here. Just the person I wanted to see, Aurora. This is a global problem, so we've got to coordinate a global response. We need to utilize every asset at our disposal, and I know who I want you to talk to. And then we shift over to the X-Men, which is kind of cool since we've got a new issue this week that we'll also crack into. X-Men HQ, the factory, Merle, Alaska. So you're an Avenger again? Perhaps. I haven't said yes yet, but it seems like an opportunity for us, for mutants. Time, 5 hours, 11 minutes, 23 seconds. Seems like an opportunity for the Avengers if I'm being honest. You know there's always a place for you with the X-Men. Huh, Scott, you know that you and I could never go back to taking orders from one another. ... I suppose that's fair. And I kind of like that we're sticking with the design philosophy that we've got in the X-Men, but with this different kind of art style that works out pretty well. Captain Marvel is the Avengers chair, but they're an assemblage of equals, not a strike team with a combat leader. Look, I said I got it. Though I do like her explaining how the Avengers in this iteration is different than what Scott's doing with the X-Men. You need a psychic? Well, with Charles locked up, this is what we've got. Quentin Quire, Omega-level telepath, and the world's last Cerebro. What's up, Avenger? And I really like this showcasing off Cerebro and Quentin there, and this Quentin being down there like that. Time, 4 hours, 51 minutes, 41 seconds. I've accessed the Avengers Deep Space Monitoring Station, but I'm getting nothing from it about our boy. The resources of the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda are of no help to us here either. The city and I are narrowing down potential flight paths for Hyperion, but it remains a distressingly large amount of space with a similarly distressing amount of variables. I do like that they're showcasing this kind of similar to what we've been getting in the Fantastic Four comics, of understanding the science behind this, trying to find a man-sized bullet in the vastness of space is this daunting of a task. That leaves out what we're going to do with him if we find him. Yeah, what are you going to do? Intercepting a superhuman moving at near sea speeds, especially when we don't know who exactly the hell he is or what he's capable of. Tony, there's a call incoming. It's him. Him who? Hyperion? No, worse. I know I'm about the last person you want to see right now. The city's digitally shaking so bad I'm afraid the call's going to get dropped, and I can't say I blame it. It's like, ooh, who the hell is this? And we see that it's Blade in a very nice kind of holographic kind of thing. But I'm the only person in the world who knows what this is all about. I'm the only one who remembers a world without Avengers. A world where Hyperion and the Squadron Supreme of America ran the show. A world created by Mephisto. It's like, do. And of course gives us the whole callback of what's going on. 177A Bleecker Street, the Sanctum Sanctorum of Dr. Stephen Strange. Mephisto, time, 4 hours, 25 minutes, 43 seconds. Yes, according to Blade, Mephisto created a world where none of us ever became who we are now. Scarlet Witch leading into them. Instead, Hyperion was the world's greatest hero as the leader of the Squadron Supreme of America. See Heroes Reborn 2021. Thank you. And I love how it's interwoven. It's like, if you want to check this out, check this out. The Avengers prevailed and set things to rights, but only Blade remembers it. Blade and Hyperion. As we see, I really love this little thing where we've got, of course, the focusing of the paneling here, and we get them bringing a tea kettle in as tea is served. I have difficulties accepting the Daywalker's word. I matched swords with him in this very room over my love's dying body. Darling, you know he was possessed. I love that with Steven. I'm like, yay! Jed, Clea, I suffered at Varney's hands as well in the blood hunt. But Blade suffered the most. Made an unwilling party to atrocity. Blade was an avenger, and I trust him now. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you. Asgard. Hyperion was a hero, like us. And then his world changed, and he didn't have a place in it anymore. He's lost Thor, lashing out in the way only a superhuman can. Time, 3 hours, 58 minutes, 39 seconds. To be forgotten by the world is no small thing when one has lived as a giant within it. But the fact remains, Captain America, we owe duty to the world, not Hyperion. And it's like, you gotta find a way to kind of balance both. I know that. City, home please. Let's see what the science crew have whipped up. Good luck on your end. Midgard in peril? As ever, Sif. Have you told them? No, not yet. It's like, ooh. And I really like that shot of Thor and Sif. That's really fucking awesome. Time, 2 hours, 12 minutes, 9 seconds. You're not going to like it, but this is our best shot to save the world. And I'm not just saying that because building weapons again is the dirtiest, guiltiest thrill I've allowed myself in recent memory. Interceptor munitions? You got it. Blade said he's vulnerable to vibranium, so we're building hypersonic area denial missiles. T'Challa? Once we have Hyperion's trajectory, we'll launch through the city's teleport gates. The missiles will assume an intercept path and explode, filling space with a field of high-velocity vibranium shrapnel. Though when he moves through that space, that will be the end of the threat. He's extremely fast. Couldn't he jink past the bearing cloud? Doubtful. Approaching light speed, he will be experiencing severe time dilation. What has seemed like 5+ hours to us will be less than a minute for him, subjective time. The shrapnel cloud will be unlikely to register to him at all. Hyperion will die instantly. Another proud triumph for the Avengers. And it's just nuts seeing him kind of like getting all that kind of stuff working together. And then Vision being like it would be a proud triumph for them. It's like, no. Storm to the Avengers, the mind is online. Scarlet Witch to the Avengers, the soul is online. Thor to the Avengers, the eyes are online. As we pretty much get them linking up, the X-Men, Strange, and Sif, to utilize these three kind of core people to get this done and kind of link everything up, which is actually a really cool way to kind of do this. And we also see Tony in his Mysterium armor, which is nice to keep that around until we get him into his new armor. We are go for search and destroy. Wanda, fire it up. Let us act as one. 3 become one to make the soul, to join with the mind. This sucks. And peer with peerless eyes. 3 made one and 3 into one again. Soul, mind, and eyes. Magic, mutant, and the might of gods. That's really kind of cool. And I love how it's kind of like a regular page, and we got our kind of crazy panels down there. There he is. So small and so alone. A bullet is also small, Sif, and frequently alone, but no less deadly for it. Let me get this page that really kind of is like crazy as fucking shit, and I really fucking love it. As we see Hyperion and them being able to see him and understand his trajectory. Avengers, Hyperion's location. Got it. Estimated trajectory, locked. City, teleport all munitions on intercept. Done, T'Challa. I've sent a plastoid to observe. This isn't right. There should be another way. Agreed, Vision. There should be. But Hyperion didn't leave us one, and I think that's by design. And I really like how kind of crazy and busy this page is, but yet you can still see and understand what's going on. Hyperion wants to die because he doesn't have anything to live for. I don't think he ever thought he'd reach the Earth. I think he did this to put us in a position where we had to kill him because we're the only ones he believed could. I'm chair of the Avengers. I've got to make the hard decisions, and this isn't one of them. Interceptors detonate, and now we wait. Indeed, now we wait. As we see Carol pretty much talking to Vision, but then Vision kind of gets an idea, which I actually really love. City. Can you create an emergency dimension gate on Hyperion's trajectory? Yes, Vision, but we have run this scenario. If I sent Hyperion to another dimension, the gate would not close for hours, damaged as I still am. I wouldn't be able to close it before he returned and resumed his collision course. Vision, what have you thought up? Yes, City, but what if he didn't want to come back? I don't... Oh, a chance for me to make things right. Talk to me, Vision. It is simple, Carol. Hyperion chose death. He made us choose death. But we don't have to accept that choice. And it's like, okay, he pretty much wants to send Hyperion to a version of Earth that has no heroes. Earth 616, Earth 901. And then we, of course, see this explained out. By the time I notice something isn't right, that I'm off course and have slowed myself, I've traveled thousands of kilometers. Did the Avengers kill me? Where am I? Earth is within range of my hypervision. I follow the radio signals back at a more sensible speed in order to get my bearings. If this is a trick, I can simply try again, which is the first sign that something is wrong. Hello, Hyperion. I'm an extension of the Impossible City, speaking to you on behalf of the Avengers. I believe you are capable of generating radio waves to converse in a vacuum, yes? I will be brief. You lost your world. It was so great a pain that it drove you to seek death. I understand that. I was going to end my own life before the Avengers gave me a better option. And I kind of actually really like that they keep exploring this theme and do better kind of ways to try and find options to help people with this. How nice for you. I have no better option. I was a hero and it was all a lie. But it doesn't have to be. If our world didn't need you, Hyperion, then I give you one that does, as he points out to the Earth. But the thing is, they could use you. This Earth was scourged by monsters, its cities destroyed for sport, its people abused, its heroes murdered. I, as their slave, brought the Ashen Combine here, just as I, now free, brought you here. This is a world with no heroes, Hyperion, a world that badly needs one, as badly as you need a reason to live. Choose life. Be that hero. And then we see, like, all of the debris and everything, but then we see Hyperion crying, and it's like, wow, I'm glad they were able to do that. Later. Well, quite the day. It has indeed been. Will you accept Wind Rider? Will you be an Avenger once again? I'm considering it still, Thor. What are your thoughts? And then he, of course, has a panel to pause. Accept the invitation. They will need you. They, Thunder God? Not we? It's like, yeah. Ooh, what's kind of going on here? I am embroiled in difficulties. I have been falsely accused of murder. It weighs heavily upon me. And that is why I'm taking my leave of the Avengers. See recent issues of Immortal Thor, which is what I've seen. My fellows deserve not to be tarred with the same brush I am, and I mustn't allow my distraction to put them in danger, which is what Thor would try to avoid. Accept the invitation, Aurora Monroe, because become once more an Avenger. Speak for your people, and ensure that a God of Thunder rides with the Avengers still, as they shake hands, and it's a fucking awesome-ass page, but it's like, no, I get that for, like, shaking up the team roster and everything, and that actually lines up pretty well with what's going on with Thor at the moment. Then we get an Avengers Assemble bit, and then we get a thing looking at next Avengers stuff, Avengers issue 19. Now that Dr. Doom is the Sorcerer Supreme, he challenges Earth's mightiest heroes to answer the question, what is the purpose of the Avengers? Rising star artist Farid Karami joins Jed for the reality-shaking story. And don't worry, Valerio's not going anywhere. He takes over cover duties next issue and returns for interiors with issue 21. We also get Avengers Assemble issue 1 and Avengers Annual issue 1. Ooh. So, I really enjoyed this because we didn't just go complete brawl out fighting. We've had fighting and interesting kind of fight scenes and action scenes already, but this was an interesting problem where I like them going through the science, the understanding of what's going on, trying to figure out ways to kind of deal with this because it's a suicidal Superman kind of hero, and how to kind of deal with that. And I love that Vision and the Impossible City were able to come up with a way to kind of give Hyperion a reason to live. So hopefully we check back in with him at a certain point, because it's nice that they're like, this Earth needs a hero. Please be its hero. And I think he still could have been a hero for him here. I mean, being tricked by Mephisto and everything, screw that kind of shit. I think other, hell, even the Avengers or other, there's always need for a hero in all different kind of places and aspects. You don't have to be the top one, you just have to help people. And it was interesting seeing Thor kind of deal with the ramifications of what's been going on in Immortal Thor, being accused of murder and all that, and deciding to go off the team. It makes sense to time up that with his solo series, and then have Storm take the place and pretty much be the goddess of thunder on here at the moment and have a nice kind of little roster shakeup. Even though I'm always partial to Thor and everything, I do want to see how Storm kind of works within our team dynamic and how that kind of changes up. And I love that we got the X-Men, which I've been reading and seeing them kind of linked up here, and it gives you value add if you're reading the X-Men at this point. It's not required reading, which is always nice. I love how, especially with here, it's able to be balanced up. It tells you things to look into that gives you value add, but you don't need to completely know and understand it of what's going on. Like the Heroes Reborn, what's going on in X-Men, what's been going on with Blood Hunt, and everything like that. That is a tough thing to do, and I gotta give it to him for this, but I really like this, and I can't wait to see, especially what's going to be going on with Doctor Doom as Sorcerer Supreme, and Jed handling it like that. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.